Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Mark with an asterisk. Linguist star unacceptable sentences. Indicating the most important performer or role. A star figure skater. A star-shaped character asterisk used in printing. The topology of a network whose components are connected to a hub. Someone who is dazzlingly skilled in any field. An actor who plays a principal role. A performer who receives prominent billing. Any celestial body visible, as a point of light, from the Earth at night. A plane figure with 5 or more points, often used as an emblem. Astronomy, a celestial body of hot gases that radiates energy derived from thermonuclear reactions in the interior. Be the star in a performance. Feature as the star. The movie stars Dustin Hoffman as an autistic man. Mark with an asterisk. A star-shaped character asterisk used in printing. The activity of leading. Indicating the most important performer or role. The leading man. Having the leading position or higher score in a contest. The leading team in the pennant race. Greatest in importance or degree or significance or achievement. The country's leading poet. Thin strip of metal used to separate lines of type in printing. Going or proceeding or going in advance, showing the way. We rode in the leading car. Indicating the most important performer or role. Prima ballerina. Used primarily as eating apples. Indicating the most important performer or role. The starring role. Indicating the most important performer or role. A stellar role. Being or relating to or resembling or emanating from stars. Stellar light. The topology of a network whose components are connected to a hub. A major strategic headquarters of NATO. Safeguards an area extending from Norway to Turkey. Proteolytic enzyme that converts angiotensin I into angiotensin II. Someone who is dazzlingly skilled in any field. Succeed at easily. Of the highest quality. An ace reporter. The smallest whole number or a numeral representing this number. A serve that the receiver is unable to reach. One of 4 playing cards in a deck having a single pip on its face. Play, a hole, in 1 stroke. Score an ace against. He aced his opponents. Serve an ace against someone. Someone who is dazzlingly skilled in any field. Having or showing knowledge and skill and aptitude. Adept in handicrafts. Someone who has won first place in a competition. Holding first place in a contest. A champion show dog. Someone who is dazzlingly skilled in any field. A person who backs a politician or a team, etc. Protect or fight for as a champion. Someone who fights for a cause. Unusual mental ability. Exceptional creative ability. Someone who is dazzlingly skilled in any field. Someone who has exceptional intellectual ability and originality. Mozart was a child genius. A natural talent. He has a genius for interior decorating. Someone who is dazzlingly skilled in any field. 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 An unelaborated elementary awareness of stimulation. A sensation of touch. The faculty through which the external world is apprehended. A general feeling of excitement and heightened interest. Anticipation produced in me a sensation somewhere between hope and fear. A state of widespread public excitement and interest. The news caused a sensation. Someone who is dazzlingly skilled in any field. Someone who is dazzlingly skilled in any field. Having or revealing supreme mastery or skill. A virtuoso performance. A musician who is a consummate master of technique and artistry. Move along very quickly. Make a soft swishing sound. Someone who is dazzlingly skilled in any field. Make a soft swishing sound. Someone who is dazzlingly skilled in any field. A buzzing or hissing sound as of something traveling rapidly through the air. He heard the whiz of bullets near his head. Someone who is dazzlingly skilled in any field. Possessing or using or characteristic of or appropriate to supernatural powers. Wizard wands. Someone who is dazzlingly skilled in any field. One who practices magic or sorcery. Be in charge of. The introductory section of a story. It was an amusing lead-in to a very serious matter. Take somebody somewhere. We lead him to our chief. Produce as a result or residue. Be conducive to. The use of computers in the classroom lead to better writing. Lead, as in the performance of a composition. A jumper that consists of a short piece of wire. It was a tangle of jumper cables and clip leads. A news story of major importance. Travel in front of. Go in advance of others. Lead, extend, or afford access. Move ahead of others, in time or space. Preside over. A soft, heavy, toxic, malleable metallic element. Bluish-white when freshly cut but tarnishes readily to dull gray. The children were playing with lead soldiers. Cause something to pass or lead somewhere. Stretch out over a distance, space, time, or scope. Run or extend between 2 points or beyond a certain point. Be ahead of others. Be the first. An actor who plays a principal role. Evidence pointing to a possible solution. The police are following a promising lead. Thin strip of metal used to separate lines of type in printing. Restraint consisting of a rope, or light chain, used to restrain an animal. The timing of ignition relative to the position of the piston in an internal combustion engine. An indication of potential opportunity. A good lead for a job. Mixture of graphite with clay in different degrees of hardness. The marking substance in a pencil. an advantage held by a competitor in a race. He took the lead at the last turn. A position of being the initiator of something and an example that others will follow, especially in the phrase, take the lead. He takes the lead in any group. Baseball. The position taken by a base runner preparing to advance to the next base. He took a long lead off first. Cause to undertake a certain action. Sports. The score by which a team or individual is winning. Tend to or result in. This remark lead to further arguments among the guests. The angle between the direction a gun is aimed and the position of a moving target, correcting for the flight time of the missile. The playing of a card to start a trick in bridge. The lead was in the dummy. The educator who has executive authority for a school. She sent unruly pupils to see the principal. The major party to a financial transaction at a stock exchange. Buys and sells for his own account. An actor who plays a principal role. Capital is contrasted with the income derived from it. Most important element. The principal rivers of America. Criminal law. Any person involved in a criminal offense, regardless of whether the person profits from such involvement. The original amount of a debt on which interest is calculated. A performer who receives prominent billing. British statesman who was Prime Minister from 1990 until 1997, born in 1943. A commissioned military officer in the United States Army or Air Force or Marines, below lieutenant colonel and above captain. A university student who is studying a particular field as the principal subject. She is a linguistics major. Greater in number or size or amount. A major portion, a majority, of the population. Have as one's principal field of study. She is majoring in linguistics. Of a scale or mode, having half steps between the 3rd and 4th degrees and the 7th and 8th degrees. Major scales. Of full legal age. Of greater importance or stature or rank. A major artist. Of the elder of 2 boys with the same family name. Jones major. The principal field of study of a student at a university. Her major is linguistics. Greater in scope or effect. A major contribution. Of the field of academic study in which one concentrates or specializes. His major field was mathematics. Of greater seriousness or danger. A major earthquake. Celebrate by some ceremony or observation. The citizens mark the anniversary of the revolution with a march and a parade. Insert punctuation marks into. Establish as the highest level or best performance. Assign a grade or rank to, according to one's evaluation. Mark homework. Remove from a list. A symbol of disgrace or infamy. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain. A visible indication made on a surface. Some previous reader had covered the pages with dozens of marks. A person who is gullible and easy to take advantage of. A number or letter indicating quality, especially of a student's performance. She made good marks in algebra. A perceptible indication of something not immediately apparent, as a visible clue that something has happened. something that exactly succeeds in achieving its goal. Hit the mark. An indication of damage. Formerly the basic unit of money in Germany. A distinguishing symbol. The owner's mark was on all the sheep. Apostle and companion of St. Peter, assumed to be the author of the second gospel. To accuse or condemn or openly or formally or brand as disgraceful. A marking that consists of lines that cross each other. Make small marks into the surface of. A reference point to shoot at. His arrow hit the mark. The shortest of the 4 Gospels in the New Testament. Put a check mark on or near or next to. Mark off the units. Be a distinctive feature, attribute, or trait, sometimes in a very positive sense. Attach a tag or label to. Notice or perceive. Mark my words. Mark with a scar. Make underscoring marks. A written or printed symbol, as for punctuation. His answer was just a punctuation mark. Designate as if by a mark. This sign marks the border. Make or leave a mark on. The scouts marked the trail. The impression created by doing something unusual or extraordinary that people notice and remember. It was in London that he made his mark. A written symbol that is used to represent speech. A written symbol that is used to represent speech. Represent by means of a graph. A visual representation of the relations between certain quantities, represented as points, plotted with reference to a set of axes. A written symbol that is used to represent speech. A visual display of information. Plot upon a graph. A formal recommendation by a former employer to a potential future employer describing the person's qualifications and dependability. Requests for character references are all too often answered evasively. A person of a specified kind, usually with many eccentricities. A real character. The inherent complex of attributes that determines a person's moral and ethical actions and reactions. Education has for its object the formation of character. An imaginary person represented in a work of fiction, play or film or story. She is the main character in the novel. A written symbol that is used to represent speech. The Greek alphabet has 24 characters. A characteristic property that defines the apparent individual nature of something. The radical character of our demands. An actor's portrayal of someone in a play. Engrave or inscribe characters on. Genetics. An attribute, structural or functional, that is determined by a gene or group of genes. Good repute. He is a man of character. The configuration of a communication network.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.